Hey y'all, welcome to Sweet Tea and Butterflies. Today we are making a book stack, a snowman book stack to go with one of our tiered tray sets. We're starting out with 3 pieces of wood that are cut down. I, I believe it's birch, and I, I really like these wood pieces that I got to do this because they're layered, so it looks like the pages on a book. So it really kind of adds to the look of it being a book stack there. I'm using, pardon me, I'm using iridescent white, and I only paint around the edges because when I stack them, I like to leave some raw wood there so that I can use wood glue and get a better bond on them. So I did the middle book with the white, and then I have a icy blue that I did the top and the bottom books with. And I'll take and use white, kind of a watered down white, for around the pages to give it kind of that, to give it more of a bookish look to it. I'm struggling with my words today, y'all. You win some, you lose some, right? Here I'm painting I think I'm painting the binding still. I did 2 coats of each paint on here. And that's the icy blue that I used. I really kind of fell in love with this color. I started out painting around, don't know if I did this, yeah, this one I'm doing for the top book because I'm painting the whole thing. So for the top one, I paint a full side, the whole thing, and then on the bottom one, on one side, I paint the whole thing. And then the other side, the second side of them, I'll paint around and leave that space in the middle for gluing them and stacking them. Here I'm doing the second one. Me and Dee Dee spent a few weekends getting away to do crafting. She had some timeshare stuff that she was about to lose, and her and her husband couldn't make use of it, so her and I did. My normal crafting space was taken by my son and daughter-in-law. So we just pivoted and shifted. If you like the content that we're putting out, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. If I'm not mistaken, I think while I was making these book stacks, Dee Dee was working on the rolling pins that go to the set. We just didn't have the setup to record both of us. So you get me doing this one. So when I originally ordered these book stacks, I had two choices in sizes, and somehow or another my brain was not computing the day I ordered them, and I ordered the bigger ones, so I had to actually cut these down. We had picked up a table saw from a gentleman that was, his son had bought him a brand new one, so he was selling his at a relatively low cost, so we picked it up, and it's come in handy because sometimes I'm not computing properly evidently when I'm looking at size increments on a screen. I don't know what I was thinking. But it worked out. I was able to cut them down to the size that I wanted. Here I am doing the sides that are going to go in the, be covered in the stack. And I don't paint the binding on the two blue ones because I used scrapbook paper to put on the binding for those. I left the white one, I painted the white one because I didn't put scrapbook paper on it, but these two I did. Let me know in the comments if you like that icy blue color. I really love it. It's one of my favorites. I've gotten where I really love creating like the minis for the tiered trays and stuff. I don't know if it's because they're just cute, or if it, part of it might be too that that's something that I can do while I'm watching TV too, because I don't have, in my house, I live in a tiny house, so I don't have a space that I can spread out and craft in without going over to the other cabin. So a lot of times I've got like a little lap table thing, and I can sit there and work on some of the smaller projects while I'm watching TV. So I might be a little bit partial there as well. So here's the cute little scrapbook paper that I used for the binding of the book. Marking it off so that I knew how long to cut it, and then I just took and folded it over so I could tell where I needed to cut. Seems everybody and their brother want to text me and whatnot this morning while I'm trying to do voiceovers. I love it, right? Here I am trying to make sure I've got it lined up just right. Got to cut the second, cut the end off on one side. So I'm going to mark it with a pencil so I know where to cut. Please feel free to follow us on our socials. We're on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's it. It's a lot to keep up with some days. A good portion of my time during the week when I'm not at my day job is getting content created for each of those platforms, so it can be a little bit time consuming sometimes, but I enjoy it because it still gives me a creative outlet. I'm just creating something different. So part of being a handmade business is you wear all the hats. You do the accounting, you do the inventory, you do the marketing, you know, so at least that particular hat allows me creativity as well. See here, I just folded that over. I'd use some Mod Podge on there. I just set it aside to dry. And you could see there, when I tipped it over, I was looking at both sides of it. You could see the difference between just the raw wood and the front of what would be the front of the book pages where I had whitewashed over them. You can see it on that corner there too. If you had told me when I was a child that I would struggle for words in doing voiceovers, I'd have told you were crazy. My mother would have told you were crazy too. Because when I was a child, I never shut up. I was constantly yak, 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 yak. But it seems when I hit that record button to do voiceovers, I totally lose my words. I don't know what it is. Some days I can run through it fine. Most days, I struggle for the words. So bear with me, y'all. Hopefully it's something I'll get better at as we go. I'm just, we're just starting out on the YouTube stuff and creating videos. So hopefully I'll get better at chatting. But right now, it's a struggle. I'm having a struggle today for sure. Let's see here, I'm taking and sanding the excess so that I have a good clean line there. Wow, I don't know why I left all that sanding in there. Sorry, y'all. So here's where I'm taking and putting it together. I was checking to see on the white one which one was my binding and which one was my pages, so I didn't put it in there wrong. Use a little bit of wood glue, and I deliberately stack mine just a little bit skewed so that, because I don't know, I kind of like the dimension it adds to have them just a little bit off-centered from one another. But then again, I'm a little skewed, so, you know, it may fit perfectly for me. Took some ribbon and wrapped it around. This was kind of a shimmery silver ribbon. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm doing stuff, you know, that are more snowman or snow themed, I kind of like the shimmery stuff. I guess it kind of, in my mind, represents the icy a little bit better than just flat colors of stuff. I didn't like the way that was kind of puffing up there, because it was a stiffer ribbon, so it didn't want to lay quite as nicely as I wanted it to. And then we had some of these glittery snowflakes. I think we got those at Hobby Lobby. Blue, a silver, and a white one that I put on there. Some days when I'm creating these little book stacks, I try to keep it simple, and some days I want to like totally go overboard with the embellishing on them. Sometimes keeping it simple is best, and sometimes I don't figure that out till I've gone overboard on it. But hey, that's part of the crafting process, is going overboard and learning from it. I think about here is where I had determined that it was still just a little too simple and needed a little bow on it. And I was really struggling with the bow on. Like I said, that ribbon was a little bit thicker, stiffer actually. So it was a little bit more difficult to work with. So it was a struggle. I finally got it though. So you can see there where it creased. It's just a, it was just a more difficult ribbon to work with for this. I'm not great with bows as it is. It usually takes me a couple tries to get it the way I want it, so the struggle is definitely real here. I'm surprised I didn't hand it off to Dee Dee and tell her to do it. That's usually what I do if we're together. She's the bow maker. She spent years making bows, so I usually pass it off to her if it gives me issues. It looks like I decided I was going to struggle completely on my own here. I think I opted to not dovetail that one. I just cut it at an angle. There we go. I'm still fidgeting with it. Let's see, you can see the snowman paper there, and I really like that shimmery blue. I do. That icy blue. I love it. But here's the final reveal with some of the items that come with the set. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.